Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host Thomas Tyree from On the Hot Podcast. Today, I have some bonus content for you guys. The bonus content I will be covering today will be in the sport of football inside the NFL world. If you guys haven't checked out our latest episode 110, it is now available on all 4 of our platforms: our Instagram account, our Facebook account, our YouTube account, and our Apple Podcast account. So let's go ahead and dive into today's bonus content segment. I'll be sharing my top 5 running backs heading into this upcoming NFL season. So these are the top 5 running backs displayed of what they've done over the last few years in the NFL. These are the 5 respective running backs I do believe deserve to be on my list heading into the following NFL season. So at number 5, I have Saquon Barkley, running back for the New York Giants. Even though he's in a stalemate right now with the New York Giants about a new contract, there's a lot of talk, there's a lot of rumors and speculation that's going around that if Saquon Barkley and the New York Giants do not agree to a long-term contract by Monday, he is in jeopardy of missing the home opener in New York against the Dallas Cowboys in a Sunday night matchup between 2 NFC East rivals. It could get ugly between him and the Giants, but I do believe that they will work something out. I do believe that Saquon Barkley will return back to the New York Giants very soon, and I think the two sides will agree to a contract before training camp gets underway. But a healthy Saquon Barkley is fun to watch. Ever since his days at Penn State, Saquon Barkley has been a phenomenal running back to watch when on the field, and when he's healthy, I think he's at his best. One of the best, I should say, on the field when he is healthy. And he's fun. He can do it all. He's great. He has great bursts of energy. He's very dynamic in open field, can make big home run plays for you. He's a dynamic running back, one of the best in the league. Last season, for the New York Giants, he was a workhorse in their offense and definitely the New York Giants' most valuable player last year. He had a total of 1,312 rushing yards. He averaged 4.4 yards per carry and scored 10 touchdowns last season. If he's healthy, I expect him to have an even better year for the New York Giants and having a second year in Brian Daboll's offense. Number 5 for me is Saquon Barkley. And number 4, I have Josh Jacobs, running back for the Las Vegas Raiders. Just like Saquon Barkley, right now Josh Jacobs and the Las Vegas Raiders are in a stalemate. They're trying to negotiate a new contract. Josh Jacobs is not open to signing the franchise tag. He wants a new extended contract before he heads into training camp. It's a bad time to be an NFL running back right now. The market is terrible for NFL running backs. So Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley go through the same thing. But I do believe a new contract will be done for Josh Jacobs. He's going to be very vital, very important in that Las Vegas Raiders offense next season. And I expect him to be back very soon. Josh Jacobs was the best running back in football to me last year, and of course a lot of you guys out there watching and listening will agree. And especially with Jimmy Garoppolo as the quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders, I do expect Josh Jacobs to take off exactly where he left off last year once he gets back on the field and once he gets a brand new contract. I expect him to get a ton of touches next year for the Las Vegas Raiders. So last year was his best year as a pro. He won the rushing title for the first time in his career last year. Led the league in rushing with 1,653 yards at 12 touchdowns and averaged 4.9 yards per carry. Very impressive year for Josh Jacobs. He's number 4 on my list. And then at number 3, I have Nick Chubb, running back for the Cleveland Browns. He has honestly been one of the most consistent running backs in all of football over the last few years. In the NFL for the last 3 to 4 years, he has had the rights to say that he's been over 1,000 rushing yards, and over the last 3 to 4 years in the NFL. Last year, he increased his workload even more. He would average around 190, 200, early 200 numbers of touches per year. Last year, his workload even increased when he carried the ball a total of 302 times and finished 3rd in rushing with 1,525 rushing yards, 12 touchdowns at average 5 yards per carry. Definitely one of the most physical, most downhill running backs in the league is Nick Chubb, and especially with his tag team partner in the backfield, the former backup running back for the Cleveland Browns, Kareem Hunt, officially out of town, still a free agent, has not been signed by anybody. And Deshaun Watson needing a running back to take the weight off of his shoulders. Since he's entering his first year of planning to play a full season since 2020, I expect Nick Chubb to get a lot of carries in the backfield for the Cleveland Browns, and I expect Nick Chubb to have a phenomenal season this year for the Cleveland Browns. Number 3 on my list. And then number 2, I have Christian McCaffrey, running back for the San Francisco 49ers. He has been an absolute stud in Kyle Shanahan's offense after being traded in the middle of the season last year. Carolina Panthers gave up their franchise guy, trading the San Francisco 49ers. The rest is history. He looked like an absolute stud in Kyle Shanahan's offense. Imagine how well he played, and envision this. He played very well in the second half of the NFL season after he was traded to the San Francisco 49ers. He looked very well, looked very crisp in Kyle Shanahan's offense. Imagine how good he looks in the offense this upcoming NFL season with the whole offseason under Kyle Shanahan's playbook. A whole training camp and more under Kyle Shanahan's offense. He's going to look really good next year, and I'm looking forward to it. Christian McCaffrey is a shifty running back, can make plays in open space. He has the speed. He's very athletic. He's a very dynamic running back. He can make plays in the backfield. He can make plays as a catcher as well. He's an effective pass catcher as well. I think Christian McCaffrey is one of those running backs where you can honestly line him up in the slot and play against slot corners. And I think Christian McCaffrey would be very well as a slot NFL wide receiver, similar to the way how Wes Welker was and Julian Edelman were, smaller slot guys that had speed and could get the job done. If Christian McCaffrey ever wanted to transition from running back to wide receiver, play in the slot, he would have no problem doing that. He's very effective running the ball. He's very effective as a pass catcher. Kyle Shanahan will even be more creative with Christian McCaffrey this upcoming NFL season. He's already offensive mastermind, one of the best offensive geniuses in the league today. Honestly, it sounds so good in my head talking to you guys, recording this video. If you guys follow the podcast, you guys have known that me and Christian McCaffrey have came to divorce terms. I filed my divorce papers for him in terms of fantasy football last year. I might want him back, and if I have a top pick this year, I might have to cash in on Christian McCaffrey because it sounds so good for him to have play a full season if healthy at Kyle Shanahan's offense. He's number 2 on my list, and at number 1, it's Derrick Henry, running back for the Tennessee Titans. In my opinion, he has been the best running back throughout football since 2019. There's no debate about it. Derrick Henry has been the most consistent running back. He's been the most dominant running back, and he's been the best of the best over the last 4 years. There's no debate about that. Last year, in an off year that a lot of people said he had 1,538 rushing yards and had 13 touchdowns last year for the Tennessee Titans. And Derrick Henry, I can go on and on about his stats. I go on and on how about dominant he was, but if you guys disagree with me that Derrick Henry has not been the best running back in the league since 2019 and on, that 2019 playoff run that the Tennessee Titans had is all because of Derrick Henry. And he's been so great. He deserves a lot of credit for what the Tennessee Titans did during that playoff run during 2019. He honestly put the Titans offensively on his back, held the team on his back, to carry them all the way to the AFC Championship game against the Kansas City Chiefs in 2019 and more. And he even deserves more credit for that playoff run than what quarterback Ryan Tannehill did for that offense. The way how Derrick Henry dictated the game and dominated the offensive tempo when the Tennessee Titans were on the road against the New England Patriots in 2019. They were a wild card team, played that game on the road. And Derrick Henry just put the team on his back when he had 182 rushing yards. And then fast forward the next week later when they were on the road against the number 1 seeded Baltimore Ravens in 2019 in the second round. They beat them on the road. Derrick Henry had a total of 195 rushing yards and threw as many touchdowns as Lamar Jackson did. If you guys don't remember that play at the goal line, Derrick Henry threw a touchdown, and Lamar Jackson only had 1 touchdown as well. So he could say he threw as many touchdown passes as Lamar Jackson in the NFL playoff game. And as long as Derrick Henry is in his prime, I will always believe he will be the best running back in football. He's just been so dominant. He makes it look easy year in, year out. Normally running backs fade away nowadays in the NFL after a good 4 to 5 years. Derrick Henry is just keeping the train going. And if he keeps this up, stays in condition, stays in physical top-tier shape, I do believe he's going to be the best running back in the league. And Derrick Henry is number 1 on my running back list. But that is all the top 5 running backs that are on my list heading into this upcoming NFL season. That is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off, and I'll see you guys on next week's episode.